All right. Hi, guys. We're going to go through It Circulates. It's what we would have been reading today, along with our Bill Nye video. It just has a little extra on things just to go with the circulatory system. But this one is a grade on here. You should have gotten this paper yesterday from Miss Morgan and taken it home in your take home folder. So, what I'm going to do is just go read through it, help out with some of the questions on here, and make sure we have this turned in. So if you're watching this, then you kind of get a little bit of a cheat because I'm going to go through quite a few of the answers over here and go ahead and annotate. So at this time right now, make sure you can either hit pause, go grab your annotation tool, pen, pencil, highlighter, marker, something like that. Okay, I'm just going to go through on there. So I'll be real excited if I see anybody's papers actually annotated on, because that's always nice to see. Okay, so let's get started here. So the title of it circulates. This focuses on the life cycle. It's an article for us on here. It's focused on the circulatory system. Right at the top right here. The circulatory system is the transport system of the human body. Your body is like a map filled with passageways or different sizes that are filled with blood. Arteries and veins are the body's largest blood vessels. Okay, we talked about blood vessels kind of like being the pipelines of the circulatory system. Arteries can carry rich oxygen-rich blood away from the lungs and back through the heart, so it can be delivered to all the cells of the body. So arteries, we want to know that goes from the lungs, okay? From lungs. Okay? That's really important right there. Veins carry carbon dioxide waste back to the heart and through the lungs so they can be exhaled. So veins right here, and I'm going to go all the way over this way. This go back. All right, so we have to remember that arteries are the ones that kind of focus on from the lungs, and veins kind of focus traveling everything back. Capillaries are the tiniest blood vessels that the human body has. They are especially helpful in lungs where the gas exchanges take place in air sacs called alveoli, which is a very important word for us that we're going to learn a little bit more on the respiratory system. But they kind of look like little grape clusters in the microscope portion of things. Okay, alveoli. So a couple of key terms for us. We have arteries, veins, capillaries, and this one's not bolded out, but alveoli. At the very center of the circulatory system is your heart. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Your heart is about the size of your fist. So go ahead and hold your fist up. That should be right. But it's all made of muscle. And if you remember from our other part, it's cardiac muscle. Its job is to pump blood through all of those blood vessels. It never stops working, even when you're asleep. And that's a good thing. It is the strongest muscle in your body. Your heart has four chambers. Okay. Four chambers that we need to know of. Or we call them kind of spaces or rooms inside of it. And in the left, it's the left and right ventricle, and to the left and right atrium. So these are kind of portions, places in there. I'm going to box those. I don't know why they don't have atrium box. They should. Each chamber is separated by a valve that only lets blood flow in with that one direction. The opening and closing of the valves is what you can hear through the stethoscope when you go and visit the doctor, and they go boom, 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 boom. The blood pushes through the valves, and this is what you feel as your pulse. So kind of valve, kind of like a water valve where it only lets so in and all that. This one opens, close, opens, close, opens, close. It's kind of what it means by kind of flaps almost. Blood looks like a simple red liquid that when you ever have a cut or a scrape. That is only because your eyes cannot see actually what's going on in the blood at a microscopic level. The reason the blood looks red to us is it contains iron-rich substance called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is what allows blood to hold on to the oxygen and carry it around and throughout the body. Hemoglobin is found in disc-shaped cells called red blood cells, which is something important to know. Okay, now that's the part that's the carriers. Now there are other cells in your body, there are also what's called white blood cells in our blood. They, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Exclamation mark. They are larger than the red blood cells and are super important because they help us fight against diseases. The next ones are called platelets. Platelets, another kind of cell found in our blood, help us form scabs when we are injured so we don't bleed too much blood. That's a good thing right here. They clot, they kind of stack onto each other. They're very flat and they kind of stack on to hopefully create the scab that's on the outside of your skin there. And then try not to pick them off or they got to start over again. Okay. Now, all of these cells float in the liquid called plasma. Plasma also carries sugar to cells and waste products away from cells. I call it kind of like the river of it. Okay, plasma is the river portion with all these other cells floating in it. All right, so got through the story. Look at that. Not too bad. It's taken us so far maybe 5 minutes, if that. And I kind of talked a little extra on there, so not too bad. So over here off to the right is we got a couple questions on here that we can go back through a passage to help us answer the questions. And if we did some good annotating, these will be pretty super and easy. Okay. So we have this next one. What is the function of the white blood cells? We know the word function kind of also means job or purpose. Oh, white blood cells. I know we kind of did that right down here. White blood cells. Oh, look at that right there. So that would be on paragraph 3 on that one. Okay, so that's where you can find that. Going to be right here for us. But very not too hard on that one. In case you're wondering, the white blood cells are in charge of protecting us against certain things. Okay, so good important words to notice on there. Okay, the next one we have are how are arteries and veins alike? We found that in paragraph 1. Okay, we did arteries and veins right here. Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood away from the lungs and back to the heart so it can be delivered to all the cells in your body. Veins, though, carry carbon dioxide waste back to the heart and through the lungs so they're being exhaled. So those are two different things, what they do. But they're the world's largest blood vessels, we can say that, or they're in charge of carrying blood throughout the body. Okay, so don't tell me the differences. I want to know how they are alike. Based on the other information of the passage, what gases can you infer, which also means predict, are being exchanged in the alveoli? So alveoli is right there again on paragraph 1 at the end of it. Okay. They're grape clusters under the microscope. What gas exchanges kind of go through on this one? Because you breathe in this and exhale this. Those are your two gases on here. And I believe they're going to be found also in paragraph 1. All right. Main idea of this passage. You should be good on that. If not, okay, there is something that all of this kind of contains, a summative. It is not just about blood. It is not just about the heart, but you can kind of sum it up where it's all different portions of the circulatory system and kind of give a couple little bit of name drops. But don't give me a whole lot of details because when I have the main idea of a passage, I don't want too much on that. Okay. And the last one, based on what you have read about red blood cells, what mineral do you believe is essential to include in your diet? So let's go to red blood cells, which is going to be in paragraph 3. Right here, we underlined it. So we want to keep an eye on the hemoglobin, which kind of talks about it. We have a couple things right here where the hemoglobin kind of contains a substance. Oh, I'm sorry. This contains a substance called hemoglobin. Sorry. But we want to make sure we keep an eye on something. Okay. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit on things. This is due on Tuesday for us, or if you finish, bring it in on Monday to turn in to the basket in Miss Morgan's class. but I am expecting this to be finished on there. When you guys are finished with this, make sure to check out the video I posted on the Schoology page. There is no online assignment attached. I posted this. If you did not get it, if you were gone, if you lost it, I attached this file on there where you can either write down your answers, transfer them on this page on Monday or Tuesday, or you can print it off from home. No Cami on here because it's not an online assignment. You should have gotten this paper if you were at school. So if you were not, those are your other options, is to write them down on the side of a separate sheet of paper and then transfer on Monday. Okay. That is all I have for you guys. You guys have a fantastic day. See you later.